Ladies and gentlemen, I'm James, and welcome back to Storytime with James. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave me a comment if you like. All right, this one is called The Boss's Pet. Yes, yes. Well, anyway, look, I started working at this job, okay? When I met this other employee named Rick, okay? Now, Rick was working there around 1 year before me. He used to think he was a boss or something. He would say, "You got to be on time," and he would tell you to be on time, and he would check behind you and stuff. Man, I didn't trust him. I thought he would tell the boss if you made a mistake or something. That's just how it is. Anyway, Rick would try to talk about the boss sometimes, and, and would try to get me to comment with him. I never did. I just told him I'm just here to do my job, okay? And I don't want to entertain none of this gossip, okay? Well, this made Rick mad. Yes, made him mad. And then he ramped up his checking on me and telling me to do stuff and stuff like that. Well, anyway, one day I caught Rick hiding in the storage room. He was sleeping. Yes. When I walked in, he suddenly woke up. And he said, I was on my break. I was on my break. I was on my break. So I said, yeah, all right, you know. And then he went and told the boss on me. He told the boss I was in an unauthorized area. When the boss came and addressed the issue to me, I told him I didn't know where I was. I was going. Shoot, I thought I was in the mail room. He said, okay. I didn't mention Rick. I didn't mention Rick, at all. Later, later that day, Rick came to me and said, "Man, you better be careful, man. The boss got you on his list now. He got you on his list. Yes, and he got cameras, and he saw you going into the storage room. Man, look, I knew that he didn't have cameras in the building. He didn't have a camera system in the building. But I just said, okay, okay. Finally, Rick caught me on a wrong day with all his nitpicking and stuff, okay? So I took my gloves off, took them off, and I said, "Bro, you can have this job." And I marched right to the boss's office and told him I quit. The boss said, "Hey, hey, James, hey, James, well, why? Why? James, you're one of my best workers." And I told him that this is a hostile work environment that I'm working in right now, okay? And I just can't take it no more. Then he told me he wanted to make me a foreman. I wanted to make you a foreman. And that I should reconsider. I should reconsider. So I was shocked. So I just sat there, and then he said, "Look, I'm going to have to let Rick and two more employees go because they're not performing their duties correctly." Well, anyway, I took the job, and Rick was out of there. Goodness gracious, man. He was out of there. Out there on his tail. Well, anyway, Rick ended up going to jail because he wouldn't stop coming to the job begging my boss for his job back, you know, begging for his job back. He ended up going to jail. Well, that just goes to show you. That just goes to show you. If you perform your job to the best of your ability, someone sees you. Okay? They may not come out and tell you, but they know. All right? They know. So keep your head up and just do your job. Yeah. All right, you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave me a comment if you like. And hit that bell notification. Hit that bell notification so that you know every time I drop another video. And share, share, share. Share my videos with your family. Share my videos with your friends. Share my videos with your loved ones. And even share with your enemies. Yes. Peace. Adios. Salamat. Do your job.